Welcome back to the Morristown Market Report. I'm Amy Schrader with Remax Real Estate 10. Today we are on site at Rick's Copies here in Morristown. Welcome, Rick and Stu. Thank y'all for being here with me.
Glad to do it.
Glad to be here.
All right, so the name is Rick's Copies, but I bet y'all do a lot more than copying here. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
We do. Well, we've been here in Morristown for about 18 years now, and we started out doing a little bit of everything. We had an eBay store, and we did copies, and we did prints, and posters, and custom work, graphic design, self-inking stamps, just about anything that has to do with print we do here. What people really, I think, like about us is we're willing to be creative with custom content, and that's what sort of sets us apart from other print shops, is that we really consult and work with people to give them something original and something that's not from a template, a pre-designed template, so it's unique and it gives them more of an identity that stands out. So we do that, as well as just about anything you can imagine in print.
One of the cool things that I like that we do is we do multimedia conversions, and then we do also restore photos. I had an old picture of my uncle that we were able to restore, and I mean it was missing parts, missing pieces, and I was able to give that as a gift for my grandma. So that was really sentimental to her. So and a lot of people found out we do it, and so
now you get more requests for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's one of those priceless gifts.
Right.
I mean, you couldn't put a price tag on being able to give somebody that again. So
Legacy gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And recently we've really ramped up our media conversion in terms of we now do like 8mm movies, the small reel-to-reel silent movies, high 8, Super 8. We do all the video formats, VCR, VHS, VHS-C, all the digital cassettes, and we convert all those to either a digital copy that you can have on your phone or your computer, or we'll put them on a conventional disc or DVD or Blu-ray. That's been really great with people that have older material, especially the old movies. Like I spent a lot of time breaking in these machines doing my family home movies, from the 60s and 70s, and it turned out great. And our first handful of customers that brought those in and old shoe boxes, they were just thrilled to death. They got their whole family together and they sat and watched these movies they probably haven't seen in 30 years plus. And so that's part of what we do. I think that gives us a little bit of an edge. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's more personal.
Well, one of the things that I thought about, as a local small owned business, locally owned business yourself, what small business owners need. You know what I'm saying? Like, know what kind of materials they need to get themselves out there, to help promote themselves. And like you said, it's more custom content than just walking into an office supply store that happens to have a print shop. And, you may have somebody who doesn't know anything really other than how to punch the buttons on a piece of machinery. So
Right. So we do a lot of consultation, and some people walk in and they don't know what they want. Right. So we sort of have to hold their hand through that process.
Right.
Which
is like, I've started up a business. What do I need?
Yeah, they don't know. They really don't. And so we walk them through like your basics. You want to start with an identity. Do you have a logo? Do you have an idea of what you want for a logo? And sometimes it's just this horrible butchered copy of a copy thing, and I'm like, oh, we can't do that. We can't let that leave the shop.
I understand. So you're almost like a small business consulting company who actually does the printing work for them.
Correct. Yeah, I'd say that's fair. Like I had about 25 years in graphic design experience, so I had that on top of working for Kinko's and Office Max for about 10 years, and I was really able to almost be like an ad agency, designer, identity builder, and then do the printing and finishing work and all that. And all three of us do that here, so we all have our hands in all those processes.
Okay, good deal. I know that a lot of times I come to you because you've got the big copier, and if I get a survey or a big plat map, then I can bring it to him and he can just send that to me as a PDF, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's one thing that seems like we do all day,
I'm sure.
every day. Blueprints, surveys.
Yeah, because you
things like
can't
that,
get a
right.
copier big enough, so you're like, I need to be able to email this to people. And
Well,
it
people
makes
used
it
to have
really
to go
clear.
to, when I moved here and started in '06, people were going to Knoxville to
I'm
get
sure.
blueprints because, there's, a competitor down there and they were the closest one. No one here had any kind of wide format offerings, so that really helped us build our business. That element of our business was pretty big, and now with, everyone and their brother moving to East Tennessee.
Oh yeah, I bet y'all have seen a lot of them here in the
lot.
past 3-4
Oh my
years.
gosh, lots of custom homes being built, lots of property tracts being purchased, lots of industrial businesses, restaurants, all that comes through here, and sometimes we get a heads up for what's
I was going to
next.
say, you know exactly what's going on before anybody else does.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let me ask you this: I know the holidays are coming up. Do y'all have any kind of promotion that you're doing over the holiday season?
Custom cards.
Yeah, yeah. We do a lot of custom Christmas cards. It seems like it's about time, or it's already was time. We've done a lot of them so far. So
Yeah, if you're going to order custom Christmas cards, like you better get them in this week
Right.
because
Get a jump.
because the time you get them printed and then you got to mail them, the post office is not as fast as they used to be. That's for sure.
Right.
So-
Now, what we have been doing are also for artists. We deal with a lot of artists, and they'll paint something that's a Christmas scene, and they want to turn them into fold-over greeting cards. So we can do that, both smaller sizes and larger, 5x7 foldovers, and then flats, and we do Christmas prints for them, and then just 5x7s that you can customize. You can pick from one of our templates, or a lot of people like to design theirs now in Canva and give us that.
Oh yeah,
and
I
then we
love
just
Canva.
tweak it a little bit and then print it.
Right.
See, I think that would be a really cool idea. You're talking about artists, but like if you have a small child, and they can draw or whatever, is to
Yeah.
take one of their drawings, especially if you're doing like the
Yes.
family, Christmas card mail out or whatever. I just think that's a unique idea.
Yeah. We did that one year, and it was for I think it was for the United Way, and they picked a certain child's drawing, Christmas drawing, and then they turned it into a card. We printed it and cut it and folded it and did all
Did
that
all
whole
that
thing.
kind of work. All right, so let me I know it's probably going to depend on the project, but just to give people an idea, if they wanted to get a custom Christmas card made here, kind of like what's the range of the cost?
They're usually between 80 cents and $1.50. That includes an envelope, and the higher end is the fold-over, card that has an inside and outside. It's scored, and so it's a finished product. The flats, 5x7, single-sided, usually run about 80 cents a piece.
Okay, so not
Not too bad.
expensive at all. Okay. All right, so can you give everybody your address and kind of give them an idea of where you're located? I'm
Yeah.
sure they know, but we'll just cover that anyway.
Yeah, we're at 351 East Economy Road, and that's inside of the plaza, right next to Red Bud Deli and across from the National Fitness Center.
All right, and what are your business hours?
We're 9 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Okay. Anything else about your business that you want to share with us? Something that maybe you do that nobody knows that you really do.
Well, the media conversion is a big thing that not a lot of people know that we do. But I don't know.
I think that one of the things, even before I started working here, the thing that I loved about Rick's Copies was just the environment. It has always been a very welcoming environment. Even if I didn't need anything done, I would often come in here and just hang out or just chat for a bit. So the environment that Rick has created, or cultivated rather, over these 18 years of being here it's really good. We have regulars that come here. Sometimes they won't work, and sometimes it's just to say hello. So, like, for me, it doesn't feel like other businesses where you go in, get your work done, and, next customer come up. But it's more like, hey, you can come in and you feel comfortable enough to not know what you're doing. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So
y'all are cultivating relationships and not really just, okay, here's your job, you can go on
Exactly.
now.
exactly.
In a way, we've also been like a business matchmaker, because everybody comes through this door.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody from every walk of life, from every socioeconomic demographic. That they're like, hey, I need a plumber. And I got one.
Right.
I need a draftsman. I'm building a barn, and we got that. And so there's been this really great ability to network and help other people network at no cost to them, just with the contacts and the relationships that we build over the years. So that's been a great thing for us.
I agree. Good.
All right. Good
It's
deal.
not a paid-for service. That's just a bonus,
A bonus.
extra service.
And I get it. As a realtor, we get that all the time. Hey, I
Yep.
need an electrician, or hey, I need somebody to work on the
Yes.
HVAC. So I totally understand. All right, I got one last question for you, and this is something we ask everybody.
Yeah.
So if you could go back in time and give your 20-year-old self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Be patient and balance all the elements of your life.
Okay, that's very good. Very good. Do you want to throw one out
Yeah,
there?
I'll throw one. It's one that has recently changed my life, like 2018. I would tell my 20-year-old self, you are enough.
That's right. I think a lot of young people don't understand that.
Right.
And that's why I love to ask that question at the end, because when we get older, we think back and it's like, I can't believe I was really worried about that, at 20 years old.
Right.
Like, there's so much more important stuff in the world. So I love that one.
Yep.
Very good. All right, so this is Rick's Copies. They are located here in a shopping center across from National Fitness, next to the Red Bud Deli. Be sure you drop by. If you want to get some custom Christmas cards done, you need to probably get them ordered by Friday, right?
The sooner the better. We're known to take stragglers, but we prefer not to.
I understand. You don't want to be in the Christmas crunch. So
That's right.
all right, stay tuned next week. We'll be back with another business. If you have a small business you would like featured, please leave a comment or send me a DM.